The WWE thrives off the bitter ring rivalries it conjures up between wrestlers. They understand that fans need a backstory, a reason for the explosive feuds, to be genuinely invested in what plays out in the ring. Body slams and breaking chairs on heads simply aren't enough. But what happens when two wrestlers really do dislike each other? What happens if they hate each other's guts in real life? So, from closed-door brawls to nasty Twitter feuds, these are the WWE wrestlers who hate each other in real life. When it comes to rivalries that turn real, don't get it twisted. The WWE definitely benefits from these antics, playing up to the real-life feelings in the performances they put on. The fans are prone to get a kick out of it too. It makes the storylines that much deeper. For the wrestlers, it might not be so fun. This isn't just some office job where the worst your coworker can do is steal your sandwich. They risk their rival taking liberties with their performance in the ring, accidentally landing shots that were only meant for the show, potentially causing them serious injury, all in the guise of putting on a show. Just ask CM Punk. He and Ryback aren't too fond of one another in real life, and you're about to see why. CM Punk reigned as WWE Champion for 434 days. Despite fighting the likes of Daniel Bryan and The Rock, he chose to single out Ryback when he appeared on the Art of Wrestling podcast hosted by Colt Cabana. He claims Ryback was very hurty, even going so far as to say that Ryback broke his ribs when he landed a devastating kick to his stomach. Doesn't sound like an ideal colleague to me. Ryback denied the allegations and took jabs at Punk, claiming his inaccurate recollections have damaged his professional reputation. Punk didn't get the apology he had hoped for while on the Cabana's podcast. In fact, Ryback doubled down, saying he'd take more liberties now due to the allegations. When Punk announced he was going into surgery the week he won the AEW Championship, Ryback tweeted, "Karma rules." Sheesh. I don't think these guys will be going for a walk in the park anytime soon. While the performance in the ring might give Ryback plausible deniability, there's no denying the deliberation that went down. Between Booker T and Dave Batista, their bitter feud started back in 2006, and it's said that Batista, a rising star in the WWE at the time, was letting the success get to his head, treating his fellow wrestlers with a lack of respect. Batista, of course, denies this. Booker T, Batista's fellow WWE SmackDown star, confronted Batista at a shoot interview, airing out his true feelings toward the young up-and-comer, saying that while he disliked him, he thought they should keep it professional in the ring, but adding that if Batista ever crossed him, he had no problem trading blows. Batista accused Booker of being jealous of his success, and a brawl ensued that I doubt anyone could really break up. I mean, come on, have you seen the size of these guys? Since then, Booker has implied that he got the better of Batista, referencing his fast hands, while other eyewitnesses, such as Fit Finlay, claim that Batista dominated the fight, leaving Booker with a swollen eye. I suppose we'll never know who really came out on top in this real-life battle of the Titans, but it's safe to say they were evenly matched. Despite being one of the rare real-life WWE feuds that led to blows, the two seem to have ironed out their differences in recent years, with Booker claiming that they've buried the hatchet. But never forget that their hatred for one another was real as hell, and it lasted for years. Speaking of vicious feuds that lasted years, did you know that Hulk Hogan and Bret the Hitman Hart are real-life rivals? These two have said some awful things about each other. Some blame Hogan for the animosity between the two stars. During the 80s, Hulk was essentially the face of the WWE. When it came time for his successor to take the reins, the obvious candidate was Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret's technical skills as a wrestler alone merited him the title, and his amazing performances have firmly established him as one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time. It's unclear why, but Hulk seems to have had animosity toward Hart ever since they first met. It's said that Hogan refused to put over the young star the moment he broke into the WWE. And at WrestleMania 9, which Bret was favored to win, Hogan stole the show and walked away a champion. This, combined with other petty disputes, led to the mutual hatred the wrestlers have for each other. Since their WWE days, the two have exchanged heated words online. Notably in 2011, when Bret attacked Hulk after being asked his opinion on TNA. Hart called Hogan a backstabbing steroid freak. And when his rival responded, the Hitman clapped back by mentioning the victim of a car accident Hogan's son had been involved in. The victim was a man named John Graziano, who was left in a vegetative state following the accident. A tough and serious subject for anyone to bring up in a public online spat. Hulk concluded the argument by saying he forgives Bret, but it's safe to assume the hatred that sparked the years-long feud between these two megastars still lingers somewhere beneath the surface. When it comes to feelings that never quite die, being cheated on can create resentments that never go away. And it's even worse when your partner betrays you with a close friend. That's exactly what happened between Matt Hardy, Edge, and Lita. This messy love triangle was worked into the WWE storyline, but the real feelings behind the story made it hard for fans to distinguish between fiction and reality. And fans loved it all the more for it. While working together in the late 90s and early 2000s, Hardy, Lita, and Edge all became friends. And in 1999, Lita and Hardy began dating. But by 2004, their relationship was on the rocks when Matt had to take a year off due to injury. Lita continued touring with Edge and eventually began having an affair with him. When Hardy found out, he was livid. He ran straight to the internet to air out his betrayal, and the WWE terminated his contract due to unprofessional conduct. Meanwhile, when Lita and Edge returned to their performances, they were greeted with abuse from the fans and chants to bring Matt back. Sensing an opportunity, the WWE cleverly used the real-life drama to turn fans against the two stars. They brought Matt back and pitted him against his now ex-girlfriend and former friend. Though it worked for a short time, Matt couldn't help but let his real emotions fly. I mean, can you blame the guy? After ruining a promo with a rambling rant, the WWE lost faith in Hardy and let Edge take control of the storyline. So the poor guy never even got to exact his revenge in the ring. It's no surprise that Matt hated Lita and Edge after what they did to him. Though that was many years ago now, and the stars seem to have put it all behind them. When it comes to on-screen rivalries, no one does it better than the WWE. Using enticing plot lines and interesting backstories, they craft a narrative that plays out in the ring for all the fans to see. But sometimes two wrestlers really do hate each other, and the WWE is always happy to work that into their performances. So, from brutal backstage brawls to love triangles that were a little too real, those were the WWE wrestlers who hate each other in real life.